Shamaya, you did it.
STL Music.
Welcome back to the show. Yo, listen up, we back in the game. Sweep the league, we got the flame. Motivated to the fullest every single day. We wake up, get it in every way. Working in 222 in the global inspiration. Talk this sports and top news, no hesitation. Sweep the league is back. We always coming back, that's a fact. Wanna tell them that STL Music, remember we did it, where we at. Coach Jill in the house with the flow so tight. Every rocks, that's we united. The best show, Monday through Friday. If this ain't different, they lying. We got the energy. When I say sweep, you say the league. Sweep the league, sweep the league, sweep the league, sweep the league. San Antonio, let's go. Sweep the league. Sweep the league. Sweep the league. San Antonio, let's go.
Hey, it's Rain Fernandez, and you're watching Sweep the League. Be sure to follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok, and Facebook at Rain Fernandez, Rayne Fernandez.
Hi, it's Sherilyn, and you're watching Sweep the League TV. Follow me on Instagram at official Sherilyn for more content.
Hey, this is George Iceman Gervin, and you're listening to Sweep the League Radio.
Sweep the League TV where legends collide. If the Cowboys fall short, we'll still ride the tide. Like Jordan in the clutch or Brady's last play, we bring the fire, keeping fans in the fray. Coach Gio and Rudy calling the shots, with Derek Coventry, Hall of Fame thoughts. So hit that subscribe, don't sit on the bench. Get in the game, every highlight's intense. The live stream's on till your friends don't delay. Like Kobe in the fourth, we're here to play. Sweep the League TV, where greatness resides. From the blogs, epic drives, till my heart's on the rise. We're all in on sports, NBA, CFB, and more for fans. By fans, it's the show you'll adore.
Little pull-up jumper, left it short.
Is that a flagrant? He's out. He may be out. Oh no, he's done. Because Brian was getting ready to get up and go after him, and they're trying to make sure pace of players stay on the bench because you can't go out if there's any kind of potential altercation.
All right, welcome to Sweep the League, the wacky Wednesday edition of Sweep the League. Rudy Campos Jr. Derek Gervin's going to be back on the 4th of February. That would be next week. So he's got stuff he's taking care of, but he should be in the chat tonight. So if you see him chatting in there, you can chat with him along there as well. Coach Gio getting stuff done. He'll be back as well too. But for right now, you got me. So when it's a one-man show at Sweep the League on Sweep the League TV, we go now relatively about 45, 50 minutes unless we just get going on some subjects here. Which we got a few subjects to get into, as you saw a little while ago. Isaiah Stewart with the ejection. I want to start off with that here. But before we get into it, welcome everybody to the big show. Be sure to go to YouTube, search Sweep the League TV, hit that subscribe button so you're not left behind. We had a Sweep Unplugged episode. Another one dropped this morning. Basically, it's interpersonal communications. Goes in between sports world, personal life, relationships, marriage, everything. It's all about communication. Talking to Mario Wisa this morning. Great author, great episode. Not only that, we have STL Music dropping a whole bunch of more songs. You've got the Wemby the Future song. You've also got, I believe, Broken Soul came out. Court and Vision. We're going to have a trailer for that coming out here in a little bit, or a teaser. We played it last night. We're going to play it again tonight. Also, we got a lot more people to welcome here. We've added another show to the Refocus and the Sweep the League network. Fight Insight podcast with Timmy B. Your MMA coverage is now on Sweep the League network. All your combat sports, MMA, It's going to be UFC, PFL that was just launched. I mean, you've got a whole bunch of stuff that is coming to you from the combat world here on Sweep the League Network and Refocus Network. So we're adding shows left and right. Let's not forget also, you've got Grading the Market, as Jacob Eric is one of the hosts for Grading the Market. He is in here. I think Grading the Market is going to have a little surprise later this week. Stay tuned and subscribe to Sweep the League. That's why you want to be a subscriber. You want to go to YouTube, search Sweep the League TV, hit that subscribe button. We've got not just those surprises for Grading the Market. We've got other surprises coming very, very soon. Don't be left behind. So shout out to everybody that's already supporting Sweep the League here on the Sweep the League Network and the Refocus Radio Network. Welcome, Fight and Sight Podcast. Timmy B, welcome to the network along with the Best Boys Podcast, Grading the Market, STL Unplugged, just a bunch. STL 316, Sweep Unplugged, STL 316. That's going to be coming up here pretty soon. We're going to get in contact with our boy Kevin King from New York. And also we've got another content creator that's going to be joining us here for STL 316, another podcast, a wrestling podcast for everybody out there. What are we talking about tonight? We're going to be talking, of course, about De'Aaron Fox. Some more stuff came out. Shams had a little bit more reports today coming out. The biggest topic I think that everybody wanted to talk about and was concerned over was the value of Steph Castle. If Steph Castle is a part of the deal, I see majority of fans saying they don't want to do it. Well, let's not take that off the table yet. We're going to get into that. Steph Castle, part of the deal. We're going to talk about that. Talking about Isaiah Stewart, that's going to be a really quick talk. We're going to start the show with that. Also, Senior Bowl going on. How does that affect draft stats? Well, affects it really well. You're seeing Dylan Gabriel balling out over at the Senior Bowl. Todd McShay has a little bit to say about Dylan Gabriel. Also, Jalen Milroe, one of the top-rated quarterbacks, I believe, for first-round mock. Daniel Kelly, former scout for the New York Jets. He loves Jalen Milroe. So we're going to talk a little bit about Jalen Milroe, see what's going on over at the Senior Bowl this year. But let's first and foremost, we're getting into Isaiah Stewart. If you're just joining Sweep the League, appreciate you joining us. Let's get to the video real quick with Isaiah Stewart.
Little pull-up jumper, left it short.
Is that a flagrant? He's out. He may be out.
Oh
no, he's done. Because Brian was getting ready to get up and go after him. And they're trying to make sure pace of players stay on the bench because you can't go out if there's any kind of potential altercation.
So the quick question you've got to ask yourself, Isaiah Stewart, most notably, he had that run-in with LeBron James. What was it, a couple of years ago, maybe 2 or 3 years ago? He had that incident with LeBron James. Obviously, LeBron did crack him upside the head, made him bleed really bad. He went after LeBron. That's kind of where all the problems started. Now you see him going after Thomas Bryant. You saw him with the check to the chest. And you got to ask yourself, is he the new Draymond? No, I mean, he doesn't really talk a lot. He's not as good of a player as Draymond. But knowing that Derek Irvin gave me a call a little while ago, we talked about Isaiah Stewart. And I said, he reminds me a lot of Rick Mahorn, Bill Laimbeer. The enforcer type of player, but that kind of play is an 80s play, early 90s play. That's the type of player you want on your team. Toughness. In today's game, there's really no room for it. Don't expect Isaiah Stewart to really be a Piston after this season. I think he's probably going to be done with the Pistons after this season. Will another team get him? I don't know. I think he's had enough run-ins in the league to where it's probably safe to say that he won't be picked up, basically. I think he probably will be a G League guy. And this is, again, no shots at Isaiah Stewart. I just don't know if teams are going to look at him and think he can be valuable to our locker room, to our team. I mean, he is a big man. He's athletic. He can contribute. But with the type of incidences that he's already had with the Pistons, I really feel like after this season, he's done with Detroit. Detroit, as you can tell, Detroit is already moving up on the standings. I mean, beginning of the season, talking to Derek Irvin, I said, you got to watch out for the Pistons. You really got to watch out for them. I really think that they're going to do good this year. Sitting in 8th place. Technically, they're in the playoffs right now. They are in the play-in right now. But if it was old playoffs time, they'd be the 8th seed. The Pistons are a very young team. I think they will be fine without Isaiah Stewart. I really think he's going to be suspended. Obviously, I don't know how many games, probably a 3-game, maybe 4-game suspension for something like this. But the Pistons are probably going to be done with Isaiah Stewart after the year. What do you guys think? Do you think this type of player is something that current basketball needs? I mean, we always talk about, hey, the 80s and the 90s, the early 90s and the 80s, really, the 70s. Rambis going up, Mikal going up. Rambis going up for a layup and Mikal just clotheslining him to the ground. Robert Parrish taking swings at Bill Lane Beer. I mean, that's what old basketball heads like myself remember. But in today's game, it's taboo. It's unacceptable. So let me know in the comments, do you think Isaiah Stewart is done when it comes to NBA basketball? Like I said, I think he's done with the Pistons. He might jump on somewhere else, but I think he's done with the Pistons. That's why Isaiah Stewart for us here. Rudy Campos, Sweep the League. Be sure to go to our YouTube, search Sweep the League TV. Hit that subscribe button so you're not left out in the cold with everything that we've got going on here, especially the De'Aaron Fox news. So more news came out today. Nothing huge, nothing big. You heard a little bit more people from Sacramento, a couple, I think it was ESPN 1320 out of Sacramento, saying that they want the Kings are going to want this Kings ransom, tons of draft picks, probably Vassell and Castle, maybe Sohan as well. God knows we're not going to do that. God knows the Spurs are not going to do that. The centerpiece around a trade is probably going to be either Devin or Stephon. That's the centerpiece. If it's Devin, you're giving up a good amount of picks. Money works. You're going to have to throw another contract somewhere in there. Probably, maybe it could be a CP3. Could be a Malachi. You're going to throw another contract in there. If Stephon Castle goes, you're probably going to see both Keldon and Stephon go. But I think you have limited amount of draft compensation. In other words, you won't see as many guaranteed first. So anything that's protected, you'll probably see go their way. To whereas if you're taking Devin, you may see a few extra unprotected picks or pick swaps in there. So we're going to get into that here in just a little bit more, kind of break down the De'Aaron Fox package deals that we're looking at, the mainly focus on the Devin and Stephon Castle. But first, we got Shams here with an update on the whole De'Aaron Fox situation.
Ever since this came out about 18 hours ago, the Kings have gotten dozens of phone calls, dozens of offers, plenty of interest in De'Aaron Fox in the trade market. And this all came about because the Kings have been obviously talking to De'Aaron Fox very closely, trying to figure out his future. He's already bypassed a 3-year, $166 million extension last offseason. Like you said right there, Molly, he has not shown a willingness to sign long-term as of right now, from what I'm told, in Sacramento. De'Aaron Fox is in the prime of his career. He's a max contract, no-brainer, and he has the ability to transform a team. So then the question goes, where is De'Aaron Fox going to end up? And as I reported initially, he has some leverage because he's a 2026 free agent. Him and his representation, Clutch Sports CEO Rich Paul, they have a destination already in mind. I've asked Rich Paul to confirm what I've heard. He has been unwilling to me to confirm, but league sources tell me that the San Antonio Spurs are De'Aaron Fox's preferred destination. And so the Kings will discuss deals with, I'm sure, the Spurs. The Spurs have a level of interest. There's multiple other teams with interest in De'Aaron Fox as well. And they're going to see if they can find a deal between now and that February 6th NBA trade deadline.
All right, you heard Shams breaking it down. Basically, multiple teams, which we knew. We knew Miami was calling, even though the Lakers aren't in there. The Lakers are going to call. Orlando's another team that I'm sure called. Phoenix probably called as well. We knew Houston called. I mean, let's be real. Probably minimum 12 teams may have called Sacramento, if not all of them, to kind of gauge an interest on what's going on. But as stated, and I'm not bringing up old old S here, but you know, everybody needs to send Derek Gervin his roses, man. The guy called it before the draft. He was saying De'Aaron Fox, San Antonio, it's going to happen. Mark my words, it's going to happen. So sweep the league. Basically, we're telling everybody it's going to happen. Now the needle's moving that way. It looks like it's going to happen really for real. Because there's two teams, wink, wink, technically one, that he wants to sign a max deal with, and that is San Antonio. Houston plays a small part here, but it's going to take Fred VanVleet. But again, it doesn't move the needle just to get Fred VanVleet. Houston does have the draft capital to put a package together. They do. But it's breaking up that core. Remember, we were saying last night, Houston is the second best team in the West right now. They're on a 4-game winning streak. I don't see them wanting to break up this little group that they have right now. Plus the flexibility they'll have after VanVleet to go after a free agent. I mean, but again, you trade for Fox now. In 2026, he's gone as a free agent. He's not going to re-sign. He's not going to sign an extension unless it's with San Antonio. So if you read between the lines, which everybody can, San Antonio is the number one destination. That's the number one destination right there. Tim Gonzalez, Devils and Tar Heels this Saturday night. That is right, Tim. Houston isn't fixing what isn't broken. Exactly. Great point there. Third best team in the league, second overall in the West. Now, they're probably not going to catch Oklahoma City, but they've positioned themselves to be the second best team, the second seed in the West. They're not going to, they don't want, adding De'Aaron Fox is great for Houston, but you're going to have to break up what you have. You have something good going right now. You're probably going to have to lose Amen Thompson as part of that deal. I don't think Houston wants to do that. Amen Thompson, along with his brother Asar Thompson, phenomenal athletes. Houston doesn't want to get rid of him, but as part of a De'Aaron Fox deal, I guarantee you Sacramento's looking at that. Which player would hurt more? Which player would hurt their team more by leaving? Houston losing Thompson or the Spurs losing Castle? Keep that in mind. The Spurs can afford, and before you come at me, want to burn me at the stake here, the Spurs can afford to lose Stefan Castle. It's okay, Spurs fans. Don't tie yourself to it. Could Ingram join the Spurs along with Fox? I don't know. The possibility is there, but it depends on what the Pelicans are asking. That's it. It just depends on what the Pelicans are asking for. And he's right. Houston's GM now, we're good. Houston isn't going to make that move. So it's essentially in the Spurs' lap. Spurs front office, it's in their lap. They can't Jerry Jones this at all. Don't Jerry Jones it. Shoot them in the comments, guys. What do you think? Is Stefan Castle make or break on a deal, on a package deal for De'Aaron Fox? That was asked by Jeff Garcia, Locked On Spurs as well. Let's get into that right now. San Antonio Spurs. If you go down social media, mainly X, because I don't have Facebook. So if you go down X, you see a lot of posts here. Stefan Castle, untouchable. Can't lose Stefan Castle. He cannot be a part of that Fox deal. For every one Spurs fan that says, you can trade Stefan Castle, there's 9 of you guys out there that says, no, he's untouchable. If you give Stefan Castle to Sacramento, that's terrible. Can't make it happen. I'm here to say you can. There's a centerpiece to every deal. The vase, the the decorations around that centerpiece, those are the draft picks. Atlanta's 2025. Maybe you're going to throw in Chicago's pick swap if it happens. You can throw that in there just in case, because right now the Bulls are top 10, so that could play very well in to being another number one pick. Spurs could keep their own pick, but you're maybe going to pick swap Atlanta's 2027, give it to Sacramento. Maybe give Sacramento, your 2031 unprotected that you got from Minnesota. Those are the decorations around the centerpiece. Spurs have plenty of that. They have tons of draft picks. So let's not even worry about draft picks right now. The centerpiece, the roses, what everybody looks at first when you walk into a wedding, quinceañera, whatever. You look at the centerpiece, the focal point. And that's what the trade package is going to be. It's either Devin or it's Stephon Castle. Case can be made for this way. You throw Devin there, you keep Stephon Castle. You have De'Aaron Fox, Stephon Castle, Harrison Barnes, Jeremy Sohan, Victor Wembanyama. That's a pretty damn good lineup right there. You still would have Keldon coming off the bench as a six-man. Perfect role. I mean, said it before, perfect role for Keldon Johnson, six-man. So Devin's a part of the deal. May have to throw in, like I said, you may throw in CP3. CP3 could be involved in that deal. He'll get bought out and he'll go join a contender. The contract is perfect for everybody. But let's focus on two guys, Devin Vassell, Stephon Castle. First deal, Devin Vassell's going. Okay, that's more than money right there. Highest paid Spur on the roster right now. That's the money. That is option one. For me, that is option one. That's the centerpiece. That's the package I want to see right there. Surround that centerpiece, which is Devin Vassell, with everything else. People will love that deal. Oh, we kept Keldon. He's a good six-man. We keep Stephon. That's perfect. We'll have Stephon Castle, Victor, De'Aaron Fox. Great trio. Perfect. Yeah, that'll work. That'll definitely work. I don't want to see Castle go, but this is whatever it takes territory. Except Wemby. Wemby is off the table. Exactly. Wemby is off the table. Derek Irvin is in here. Devin helps Sacramento. Kevin Huerter has been pretty much out of the rotation lately, so Vassell fits. And that's what I'm saying. Option one is Devin goes to Sacramento. Is that enough? I mean, I don't know. Rumor has it that it's Fox and Kevin Huerter that would be coming back to San Antonio. So you're probably looking at Devin Vassell, like I said, a couple other guys involved. Now, Huerter as a Spur, shooting. What do the Spurs need? Shooting. They need shooters. I like Huerter becomes. Good point, Derek. Like that. He's out of the rotation. Great guy to get here to San Antonio. But Devin to Sacramento, that's option one. That's package one. That's the one that you ask any Spurs fan out there, that's the one they want to do. Keep Stephon Castle. But let's get to the harder side of things here. What if you're Sacramento? You can keep Devin. You guys keep Devin. We're good. We want Stephon Castle. Why do we want Stephon Castle? Because we've already got DeMar DeRozan. We've got Domantas Sabonis. We've got Keegan Murray. We want Steph Castle. Why? Because we like a point guard that we have, a young point guard right now. We like Devin Carter. Great backup. Malik Monk. We like Malik Monk. He'll be our starting two guard. I think that's probably, personally, I think that's probably what's going to be asked. That's probably what's definitely going to be asked if they're going to be asking, if they're going to ask, if they're going to want Fox to be gone. They're probably asking for Castle. I wouldn't give up this year's Atlanta pick if they want Castle. Jay. So Joey, I'm glad you brought it up because we're getting to that point here. So with the Devin deal, it's loaded with picks. Like I said, this year's Atlanta pick, 2027 Atlanta pick. Throw in that Chicago, top 10 protected pick for this year. You're going to throw in maybe that 2029 pick, maybe a 2031 Minnesota lottery pick. It's unprotected, that first round. You're going to throw about 4 first rounders in there somewhere in the next. Definitely there's going to be 1, possibly 2 for this draft right here. Let's not sugarcoat that. Everybody wants these picks for 2025. So Joey brought up a great point. With Devin, you're going to see picks. There's going to be a lot of picks in there. But with Steph Castle, I think you're right. But I will say this, Joey. You're going to probably, more than likely, going to have to give up that Atlanta pick to make this work. Atlanta's on a losing streak. Everybody was so high. Oh, my God, they're going to make the playoffs. They're going to be a playing team. They're just playing so well. Boom, Jalen Johnson lost for the year. That hurts. They were already on a 6-game losing streak. That hurts. They're going to start coming back down to reality. So that Atlanta pick is going to be gold. What does that do? That Atlanta pick is going to be so crucial, Joey, in a deal. Whether it's Devin or Steph Castle, that Atlanta pick's probably going to go. It's going to be the better of the two between Atlanta and San Antonio. De'Aaron Fox comes to San Antonio. The Spurs are not going to be worse than Atlanta. So that Atlanta pick's going to be, it's going to be gold. And that's why I feel, regardless if it's Steph or Devin, that Atlanta pick's going to be a part of the deal. We can almost just kiss that one goodbye. Atlanta's just lost Jalen Johnson for the season. I would only offer our pick. It's not going to be enough. I don't think it's enough right now. Sacramento's not exactly in a rebuild. I mean, we just mentioned right now, if you lose De'Aaron Fox, you still have a starting lineup of Malik Monk, DeMar DeRozan, Keegan Murray, Domantas Sabonis. DeMar, all-star. Domantas, all-star. I mean, hell, case could be made. Could have been all-NBA, I think, a year ago. Keegan Murray, shoot the lights out, up-and-coming guy. Malik Monk, all-around great player. Devin Vassell doesn't necessarily fit there because he would have to come off the bench unless they move Malik Monk to the bench. Then you've got Devin Carter starting next to Vassell and DeMar. But I really feel, looking at everything, I think Steph Castle's on the table. I really do. It makes more sense for Stephon Castle and Keldon Johnson to go to Sacramento. The more I look at it, because now you would have Steph Castle as a starting point guard. And then your bench would look like Devin Carter, Trey Lyles, Keldon Johnson. That kind of makes Sacramento, they're already competitive. That'll keep them competitive. Plus, they're going to have that Atlanta pick coming this summer to include their own. If I'm not mistaken, they still have their own 2025. So the Jalen Johnson for the season, it's out. But let's be real. I'm going to get into the reasons why that it's going to probably have to be a part of it. I say Devin is a better option because they need spacing and Castle is not shooting like that yet. Agree, Derek. 100% agree with that. I do. I really agree with that. I mean, if you're looking at Devin Carter, now maybe they get a Trey Jones as well. That might work because then you're trading Devin and Trey plus draft picks to Sacramento. Then they still got a good backcourt that they can work with Trey Jones or Devin Carter. Malik Monk can play the one as well if need be. So again, Devin is the guy that you definitely you want it to happen. Devin's the guy. That's option one. If you're San Antonio, you're pushing Devin as far as you can that way to get the deal done. But I really think I think it's a Steph Castle, Keldon Johnson type deal. I think that's what Sacramento feels. I think that's what gets the deal done for them. And it goes back to this. A really good, guy that covers the San Antonio Spurs. Shout out to him, Raul Dominguez. Earlier he made a post, and let me see if I can bring the post up. It was a great post by Raul Dominguez again. Be sure to give him a follow, and I'm trying to get it right now so I can get it with you guys here. So let me share this for you here so we can talk about it. Again, go follow him. It's going to be at Dominguez Cinco on X. And Raul's posted, just don't see the Spurs dealing Castle, who could be as good or maybe better than Fox one day soon. Plus, dealing the unprotected first-round picks from Atlanta, especially when those could become top 3 selections. Now, the hypothetical part is this right here. This was the hypothetical trade that Raul was talking about. Spurs received De'Aaron Fox. Kings received Stephon Castle, Keldon Johnson. 2025, 2027 ATL first. 2025 Chicago top 5 protected first. Now, remember, I was telling you before I brought this up that I think this right here, Steph Castle, Keldon, I think that's the centerpiece. I think that is the part where I feel that's the centerpiece. That's what I really think on that. We got Derek in here. Losing Fox makes Vassell a huge addition because he can shoot and get to the basket off the dribble. I really agree. And Derek, I agree 100% with you. I agree 1,000,000% with you. Devin Vassell is the one guy that makes sense for Sacramento. But is it the guy that Sacramento wants? That's the question. Let me put it this way. You and I always talk, Derek, on the show. I'll sweep the league. When we talk Monday through Friday, 9 o'clock is when we start the big show here. We talk about this all the time. Keldon, we pretty much think Keldon's already hit that peak. You may get a little bit more out of him, but we think he's hit that peak. You and I have both questioned Devin on the same thing. How close is he to that ceiling? He still has more to offer, but you and I feel that he's almost there. Injuries play a part in it. But how much more can we get out of Devin? And that's exactly, I think, the way Sacramento feels, the front office. And golly, you hit my point right here. This is the reason why Derek Gervin is a host on Sweep the League Network and Sweep the League TV. That's the reason why he's one of the hosts here, because this is it. Devin has proven. Stephon is still a question mark. This is the reason why I bring up Raul's tweet here, because if we go back to it, here's my response. This deal actually makes a lot of sense. The ATL picks will be the key, but it will either be Castle or Devin involved in some aspect. I would rather them keep Castle personally, but Fox is an all-NBA potential type player. Castle can be extremely special, but hard to really predict his future, as where Fox, you see the type of player you are getting right now. If you are a GM right now, you see the potential that Stephon Castle has. You really do. But Derek, I know you're in here. This is where it gets a little bit, I guess, edgy here. I put my GM hat on. And Steph Castle is the centerpiece. This is the centerpiece deal right here. If this is what it looks like, again, Keldon Johnson, Steph Castle, I just said a little while ago, that's the way I'm leaning towards that. That's probably being that deal. Those guys and girls that don't want to lose Steph Castle, hear me out. It's okay. We're basing Stephon Castle off of potential. Stephon Castle could be all NBA for, 10 years. He could be an all-star. He could be one of the best players in the league. We have a 42 game, 43 game window already on Steph Castle. He's proven it. He's proven it. He belongs in the league. He's proven it. But then you look at a Tyrese Halliburton, massive year, all-star last year, putting up numbers. Came back down to earth this year. We can't predict the type of future a player will have. We've seen players go on, massive runs. Let's name them. Monte Ellis. I mean, massive run. Michael Redd back in Milwaukee, massive run. Steph Castle is proving he belongs, but we don't know how far in advance in the future if he's going to be able to maintain it, if he's going to go into that all-star level, the all-NBA level. So do you take the guessing game out of the equation and say, I don't know exactly in 5 years how he's going to be, but I do know what De'Aaron Fox is right now. I do know I'm getting an all-NBA potential player. I do know I'm getting an all-star caliber type player. I do know I'm getting a guy who's proven to be one of the best point guards in the league. And I also know that I'm getting a guy who wants to be here for the long term. Success right now is what you Spurs fan want. So if you want success now, you got to make the tough decisions. This deal right here is a tough decision. But as I quote Jerry West, the late Jerry West, one of my all-time favorite quotes, I look at it a lot. But in an interview with James Worthy that Jerry West did a while back, Jerry said, what is popular isn't always right. What is right isn't always popular. Think about that for a minute. When Jerry said, what is popular isn't always right. What is right isn't always popular. The right move now is to know you're getting that all-NBA guy, potential all-NBA guy, a perennial all-star right next to Victor, who's going to be an all-star for years to come. A guy that's going to be here who can grow with this team. You can build around this team. You can have guys that are saying, I want to play next to Victor. But now it's, I want to play alongside Victor and De'Aaron Fox. You're making a very unpopular decision by trading a rookie who everybody loves and sees the potential in. It's unpopular, but it might be the right decision to make. In this league, you can go from first to worst in a matter of a year. So much can happen. You could have your potential superstar go down with injury. Build up your roster where if you have an injury, you've got someone else to lean on. Don't get me wrong. I love Steph Castle. I love when they drafted him. Hey, Jeff Garcia, Derek Irvin, all these guys are part of Sweep the League Network. Can tell you on my draft analyst, Steph Castle was number one. My number one prospect in this draft was Stephon Castle. I had him as a SGA type of player. The potential that he could be as SGA drives everybody crazy. But SGA was traded from LA to Oklahoma. Look what he's doing in Oklahoma. I get it. I totally get it. I totally get it. But you have to risk it. Risk it for the biscuit is what they say. You don't know what's going to happen with Steph Castle beyond this year. Couple of years down the line, he might be putting up numbers, and then a couple of years later, he might come back down. We don't know. But you do not pass up an opportunity for an all-NBA potential guy right now. There's one person off limits, and he stands 7'3". That's the guy that's off limits. Fox, Levine, Castle, Wemby, Barnes, Sohan. That's the thing. You can make a deal. In this kind of deal, I'll be honest, Derek, I don't think this is the only deal that they make. I really don't. This De'Aaron Fox deal, if it comes to fruition, which it should, I don't think this is the only deal they make. I still think they got potential to make more, if not during the season, in the offseason. Levine's another guy to watch out for. Sneaky guy, Levine. Chicago, they really don't want to win this year. So I'm pretty sure they're willing to wheel and deal right now. That could be a potential right there. I like it. So this is the hypothetical one that I kind of agree with. I was feeling early this morning, Steph Castle, Keldon Johnson are probably going to be my centerpieces right now. Wouldn't surprise me if those are the two guys that are on the table and they're kind of working out details. Wouldn't surprise me if it's Devin Vassell, but like I said, of the two, if I'm sitting in Sacramento's corner right now and I'm thinking how they think, I'm probably looking at this deal first. And that's probably what I'm asking for right there. Spurs get to keep their picks, which is still a bonus. They can move their picks, to any other team. I mean, the Levine talk that people are talking about, I mean, you can definitely move some of those picks for Zach Levine. Chicago will probably be more than happy to do it. Throw in a player somewhere in there. But overall, I think this is probably that deal that we're going to end up seeing. Be sure to go to YouTube, search Sweep the League TV, hit that subscribe button on the way back. We'll talk a little bit about the Senior Bowl. If you guys got any comments, anything, drop them in the chat right now. We'll get to them on the way back here. Sweep the League TV. Derek Gervin will be back next week on the 4th. Hopefully, Coach Gio will be joining us as well. Got a lot more news coming out. You don't want to miss it. Sweep the League TV on YouTube. Hit that subscribe button. When we get back, Senior Bowl talk. 2 quarterbacks to keep an eye on. We'll get McShay's input on both of these guys. Sweep the League TV will be back.
Wemby breaks NBA record, man. He ain't done yet. This guy is from out of this world. He's gotta be an alien. What is going on? Oh my goodness, this guy is really gonna be special. Ain't nothing to it. Wemby still lit. Wemby still lit. Wemby still lit. We got dreams, hit the fast lane. Took the stairs, real pain, no fear. We steady making it clear. I'm the captain, nice to meet you, but I make chess moves, no snooze. Bless you, we turning the impossible to possible. Doing what we do, call me Wemby alien. Flow too quick, you can't see me, just saying. The only thing that is your season comes.
Some are born with silver spoons in their mouth. I was born without a house in the access of south in your mouth. Might get fixed to say some slick shit, but please know we known for fights and clips and shit we slick with. It's story time, I sound like Slick Rick, but the animals get mad at you, emotions turn tangible, and then I hope your cash can move, or fully automatic getting emptied out and taking half of you. Don't hold your nose.
You are watching Sweep the League TV. Make sure you subscribe and catch our new videos.
Sweep the League TV with Rudy, Derek, and Coach Gio. Let's get back to the live show. You are watching the best in the business.
All right, welcome back to Sweep the League. Rudy Campos Jr. might have a guest join us here in just a little bit. See if he's able to join on. Didn't catch the text message in time, but like I said, if any of you guys got any comments out there about the Stephon Castle being probably the centerpiece of the deal to bring in De'Aaron Fox, I know it's not a popular decision, but nonetheless, it is a decision that, I think is on the table. So definitely drop those comments in the comment section. We'll get to them here as soon as we can here at Sweep the League. So again, last thoughts on that. I really think that Stephon Castle, Keldon Johnson is probably that centerpiece deal for a De'Aaron Fox type of move. If it's Devin Vassell, you're probably going to see Devin and more picks, but if it's Castle and it's Keldon Johnson, you may see just a couple, maybe like 3 first-round picks. I think with Devin being involved, you're more than likely looking at possibly 4 first-rounders. I don't think any of the Spurs, like 2025 Spurs, I don't think they would actually get, to be honest. So we'll see what happens here. Nonetheless, let's get into some NFL news and some college football news.
Big name quarterback that I legitimately am intrigued how he performs this week, and coming off a phenomenal year for Oregon is Dylan Gabriel, right? I saw a little bit more zip out of him today, but that was more like the intermediate throws. I'm interested as the week progresses, more vertical, driving the ball, how he throws the ball. But I did feel like the ball was coming out of his hand really well. I would say this. I walked away from now seeing him live, and I've thought this before, but I really believe if Tua Tagovailoa's talent is here, right, I think it's just a slight notch below is the talent level of Dylan Gabriel. Just a slight notch. But I think that, the left side, obviously, southpaw, throwing the ball from the left side, but not great vertical throwers, not guys who are going to drive it down the field, but in terms of processing, the quickness, ball out on time, knowing where to go, always having an answer in their brain and bringing their feet and their eyes with it. That's what I see in him. You've got to remember with a player like Jalen Milroe, whose greatest strength, his 2 biggest assets, right? First one is his mobility. His greatest strength is his mobility. Second is, my goodness, it is one of the most beautiful deep balls you'll ever see. It's almost like it's 2 different individuals inside that Alabama helmet, the short to intermediate stuff, and then you watch him throw the ball vertically, and it's wow, it comes off perfectly. The rotation, the trajectory, the way he drops the ball in, he is a phenomenal deep ball passer. The problem is the short to intermediate passing is very concerning. And so what you want to see here in this environment is it's something that's game action that's causing the misplaced balls, if you will, the misplaced throws, the errant throws, or is it something where some guys just aren't naturally accurate?
All right, Todd McShay giving you the breakdown on both Dylan Gabriel and Jalen Milroe. So again, 2 quarterbacks are going to be in this NFL draft. Out of both of the guys, I really like Jalen Milroe probably the most. I think I've got Jalen probably at quarterback 3, possibly, maybe 2. I might have him at 2. I have Shedeur Sanders on the screen for you guys as well. We're going to get into him here in just a second. But with Jalen Milroe, I think I've got him right around 2 or 3. I've got Cam Ward at 1. Cam Ward, for me, is the number 1 quarterback in this draft class. He should go first. He should be the first quarterback off the board. There's no doubt about that at all. After that, ranking wise, I love Dylan Gabriel. I actually have a 3rd or 4th round grade as of right now on Dylan Gabriel. I think he could get up to as high as 2nd round. I've got him right around that 3rd or 4th round range right now for Dylan Gabriel. Again, McShay does mention similar to Tua Tagovailoa, same, just same type of player. I think Dylan Gabriel is probably a little bit quicker, obviously, running out of the pocket, but overall, same smarts, southpaw. Everything you would like about Dylan Gabriel is there. I just don't think he's a 1st round pick right now. I've got him, like I said, right now, I've got him 3rd or 4th round right now as we speak. Jalen Milroe is my quarterback 2. I would go as high as 1st round for Jalen Milroe. It's not going to happen. Obviously, as you see Shador Sanders, you've also got Cam Ward, who should be the number 1 overall pick if that's who Tennessee's going to end up going with. But for right now, Jalen Milroe, I have him at a low first round grade, second round at the least. I mean, Jalen Milroe, I think he's going to be a fantastic quarterback in the NFL. We're going to get into more NFL draft prospects later on as we get closer to draft time. But we have Shador Sanders. So rumors are out there that the Raiders are interested in trying to trade up to draft Shador Sanders. Now, obviously, we know Tom Brady's there. Pete Carroll is the new head coach over in Vegas. Now, Carroll kind of made a little bit of a statement, nothing really too true, but on the fact of, well, he wouldn't mind being paired up again with Russell Wilson, obviously from the Super Bowl days up in Seattle, Carroll Wilson, but I would not mind that. Russell Wilson to the Raiders, you want to go draft Shador, you can trade up for him. That would give Shador a good season to learn, the way the NFL is and kind of prepare him behind Russell Wilson. So nonetheless, I would say it's okay, but I don't know if I'm the Raiders, I'm not making that deal right now. No, I mean, I'd probably go with the veteran quarterback right now. Pete Carroll is there. You can definitely get a QB later on. You've got guys like Jackson Dart is still going to be there, who I think could be a pretty damn good NFL quarterback. You've got a lot of good quarterbacks there that you don't have to reach or trade up for Shador Sanders. So that's my take on that right there for NFL. But we're going to have a lot more NFL draft prospects coming up. Coach Gio is going to be joining us for the NFL draft prospect show. And also the NBA did announce the NBA draft is going to be, I think, 2 days, obviously, like it has been. Sweep the League is going to be bringing to you first round coverage of both the NFL draft, first round coverage of the NBA draft, something that we've done annually. We were the first ones to do it. I'm not even tooting my horn. We were the first ones to ever live stream the first round draft, giving you draft prospects of the NFL. We just started doing with the NBA. So be sure to join us when those drafts come up, because we've got a lot of analysts and we've got a lot of content for you guys here at Sweep the League. Last things first, before we get going here, it's opinion time, guys. It's opinion time. Let's see what you guys think about this right here. All right, scrolling through Twitter or X today, top 10 greatest athletes of all time. So I commented no. I'm not going to rank these per se, but right now they've got Wayne Gretzky, Tom Brady, Michael Phelps, Lionel Messi, Usain Bolt, Cristiano Ronaldo, Michael Jordan, Muhammad Ali, Tiger Woods, LeBron James. I don't know. Greatest athletes of all time. When you think of athletes, you don't think Tom Brady. You think winning, Tom Brady, but you don't think athletes. Wayne Gretzky, I'll put him on that list. Michael Phelps, I mean, come on. I mean, Michael Phelps, yeah, he athletic, yeah. Ronaldo and Lionel Messi, I will definitely put them in there. Jordan, I would put on that athletes list. Usain Bolt, yeah. I mean, Usain Bolt definitely going to be on that list. Muhammad Ali, oh, okay, I won't argue that. I won't argue that at all. I would put him up there. Tiger Woods, yeah, I think so. LeBron James. People are going to call me a LeBron James hater. Not really. I mean, competing at the highest level possible for 20 years, okay. But if you're talking longevity and success through your entire career, where a lot of us feel like LeBron has taken a step back, why not Nolan Ryan? I mean, he's got records that nobody's going to ever beat. 7 career no-hitters, like what, 5,000 strikeouts? I mean, the guy, and he was doing it at such a high level towards even the end of his career. I would put Nolan Ryan ahead of LeBron James on this list. But I mean, athletes, overall athletes, I mean, athletically, you can go, I mean, you're going to get guys that aren't exactly record holders or, anything like that. But I mean, LeBron in the top 10, I think they're just basing it off of longevity. I would not put LeBron in this at all. He wouldn't be in my top 10. What do you guys think? Would he be in your top 10? Would any of these guys be in your top 10? Would you interchange somebody? Would you maybe do something else? What do you guys think in your top 10? Last but not least, Slam Dunk contest coming up. Let's go to the top 10 based off of GiveMeSports.com. The top 10 performances in Slam Dunk history. They have Josh Smith at 2005, Mac McClung in 2023, Aaron Gordon in 2020, Michael Jordan in 88. They've got Zach LaVine in 2015. Spud Webb, all 5'7" of him in 1986. Zach LaVine in 2016. Jason Richardson in 2003. Aaron Gordon in 2016, who I think should have been number one, if I'm being honest here. But the number one spot goes to Vince Carter in 2000. Vince put up, I think he had a 50 in every single dunk. If I'm not mistaken, he got a 50 in all, 4 or 5 dunks, trying to see what he got here. But yeah, I mean, he got a 50 in every one. I couldn't argue that, but I would put this guy at number one. That dunk contest that he did against Zach LaVine, probably one of the most memorable ones. Ranks up there with the Jordan Wilkins dunk contest in Chicago back in 88. I believe that's what it was. Yeah, I mean, there's no way you can. Yeah, I mean, well, no, was it 88? I gotta remember. It was the Duncan. It was the Jordan Dominique contest from Chicago. So I want to say that was 88, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, there it is. 1988. That dunk contest was always number one for me. It was him against Dominique. That was number one for me. You had Clyde Drexler in there. You had a few other guys in there. I think Spud was in there. Great contest, man. So going back a little bit of history here for the dunk contest, and we're gonna have more All-Star coverage as soon as more All-Star, participants are announced tomorrow night. The reserves are going to be announced for the All-Star game, for the NBA All-Star game. Victor Wembanyama, snubbed as a starter, should be named a reserve. So we'll be dropping those names tomorrow. We'll see if Coach Gio can join us tomorrow night. And like I said, Derek Irvin will be back next week. So he'll be back on the 4th of February, taking care of himself right now. But be sure to go to YouTube, search Sweep the League TV, hit that subscribe button. That way you do not miss anything anywhere from STL 316, the wrestling podcast. We've got more content creators coming for STL 316. You've got Sweep Unplugged. We had an interview drop this morning with Mario Wisa based on communications. That was an amazing interview. You got to go check that out. Also, Grading the Market, Jacob, Eric, and Anthony, they're doing a fantastic job with Grading the Market. You'll get another episode with myself and Matt Schillen of SI Collectibles. Jacob Eric's talking about a special guest or special event coming this week, so be on the lookout for that. Not only that, the addition of Fight Insight podcast with Timmy B, an MMA podcast. He's got well over 200 plus episodes. You can find him on YouTube. You can also find him a part of the network, a part of the Sweep the League network, as well as a part of the Refocus network. Fight Insight podcast with Timmy B. Also, you've got the Best Boys podcast. You've got tons of stuff. STL Music is out. Sweep the League TV is where it's going to be. We are growing. We're continuing to get content creators on board. We're continuing to launch new shows. If you've got a podcast out there that you're doing and you want to join the network, be sure to hit myself up or Shamaya on X. You can find us there. Just shoot us a DM. We'll take care of everything that we can for you. We'll see if we can get you squared away to be a part of the Sweep the League network and the Refocus network. It's growing. It's growing big time. So for everybody a part of Sweep the League network, this is Rudy Campos Jr. Until we sweep the league again, we'll see you later, knuckleheads.
on the court, watch my plays take action. Fast break, hustle, yeah, I'm built to compete. Defense locked in, I'm the soul of the street. Court vision crazy, I'm ballin' in the zone. Step back, jumper, yeah, I'm cold like stone. 2025 moves, my game got finesse. Leave it all on the floor, you know I'm the best.
Exclusive interviews with Rudy and the crew. Let's go.
Are you a hockey fan looking for the latest on the Edmonton Oilers, Pittsburgh Penguins, and NHL news of the week? Barry and Carson Best bring it all to you on the Best Boys Center Ice podcast. They break down games, provide insider updates, and keep you up to speed every week. Don't miss out. Subscribe now and join